There's so many.
Alright, let's just move our camera over. Okie dokie. How does that look?
I don't know, they can tell us. We're both in it, so should be on screen.
Cool. Alright, well, we brought a couple of things to show, so do you want to maybe start with your object you've brought?
Sure.
So this is something from our collection and something that's in progress as a hopefully running theme that we can have. Yeah.
We'll try and think of a more catchy title.
It doesn't matter as long as as the format is interesting. I don't care about how the title sounds.
Yeah. So the piece I have brought along from our collection, I will try and show the camera.
Let's just move this over a bit.
I'm not sure how well this will focus. Hopefully it'll be alright. Looks like it's doing something. We'll put a couple of photos or a little video overlaid with the podcast if need be. So this piece is a little bat Netsuke. He has one arm over the corner of a shelf, I think. And then the himatoshi and signature are on the bottom. He has little beads, black beads inlaid for his eyes. And the wing design just has really lovely spirals.
Do you want to talk about the himatoshi? That's sort of a bit of a buzzword.
Yeah, I'll elaborate. So he's made from boxwood and possibly stained with what do they call it? The yamabushi or the elder cones, where you basically these tiny little pine cones that you boil and soak, and then you place them in. I've had varying success with the boxwood, so there may be a different stain on top of this as well, but that's usually what creates the contrast around the face and kind of makes them look older. The himatoshi on the bottom here is a hole for a cord to come through one side, and then the wider hole at the bottom usually has a knot to sit in. These were designed as a toggle. Basically, you would have this little guy, and then you would have your silk cord, and it wraps over the obi, or a belt that goes around a kimono, and then it would sit under, the cord sits under, and then you would have a pouch or a container, like an inro on the other side that would contain medicine, money, there's lots of different things you could carry in it. And these are collectible because they became a way for merchants to showcase their wealth. Samurai could only do it with swords, and you weren't allowed swords as a civilian, so these were a way to show off how much money you had. And they're very collectible. They take a long time to make. They're very beautiful. This piece Shay brought for me in Rotorua in 2016.
Yeah, I think it's 2016, maybe beginning of 2017. Yeah.
And was one of the first pieces of Netsuke in my collection. I think he's adorable. His little ears. He is a contemporary piece. I don't know the exact date he would have been made based on the signature, but it'll be a 19th century piece probably.
Yeah, so I found that in a second-hand shop in Rotorua. One of the many second-hand shops I was looking at. Most of them would have your usual antiques second-hand shop, I guess. Objects that are like jewellery. You'd have all sorts of precious silver, gold, rings.
Ceramics. You can have ceramics for days.
Lots of ceramics. And in the shop front, there was a countertop at the very top, at the front of the counter, and there was mostly jewellery, not really a lot of carvings or anything. And in the very corner of that cabinet, sort of tucked away in the shadowy part of the cabinet, were about 6 or 7 of these little guys. And I asked the owner if I could have a look at those. And the shop owner asked me, do you know what these are? And I said, I'm fairly familiar with what they are. I've just not seen a lot in person. And this is back in 2017 where the internet is always available to you now, so everything is everything, right? Whereas things like this may have been a lot less common. You wouldn't have seen it nearly as often. So looked at this piece. There was a bunch of them. This was the cutest one. The fruit bat was really pretty, and I was hoping they wouldn't be too expensive. Thankfully, I think I paid around sort of maybe $150 to $200 for the piece. It was a really nice example, and yeah, Lena didn't have any good examples of Netscape in her collection at that point, so this one really got it started.
Yeah, he's very cute. A lovely little reference piece. He doesn't quite sit flat, he does rock a little bit, but he's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. So something from the collection. I mean, I have quite a few Netscape now, so they're probably going to be I won't do them successively, but you're going to see a few over the course of this podcast.
Yeah. As we go, we'll bring another one out. Some of them are different creatures. Some of them could be yokai deities from Japan. They could be all sorts of objects. Some of them are a little, questionable on what you look at. But yeah, they're all in abundance, so they're quite cool. So my object I'm bringing today is bladed object, and it is a very simple knife. There's no handle attached to it quite yet, but this is my blade, and hopefully my phone will be focused. This is a wrought iron clad debber knife, or not quite a debber knife, but something a little along those lines. Double beveled blade. And the main theme of this is I'm making a big run of these using some wrought iron that a friend of mine gave me. And it's really hard material to come across. It's really scarce, and it's usually very expensive sometimes when you're sourcing it. So using wrought iron in this object has been pretty fun. It's a lot less consistent than steel. I think that's the big difference. It has a few more rules to work around. If you forge it really hot, it's pretty pliable and really nice to work with. However, as soon as that temperature drops a little bit, you can crack the wrought iron. It can also tear apart in places, and it can be really hard to forge weld or fuse that material back together. So the wrought iron is on the side of the blade, on the outside skin, the sanmai construction, and that's on both sides here. And then the core, the cutting part of the knife here, is still steel. That is 10 series steel, and it has a little bit of nickel steel on the outside edges as well. So this object is sort of a process of seeing how it looks, and then I've got a bunch of these billets made up that I want to make a bunch more knives from it. So this is a sort of test piece, if you will. And he's looking pretty good. There's things I would probably change. The wrought iron's maybe not my favourite material to work with right now, but I am sort of pushing out of those boundaries and trying something a little different. And because I got given a bunch of it, I may as well use it, so there's no problem with that. So yeah, that's my in the works process. You can move the camera back if you want now. Yeah, so we'll wrap that guy back up. It doesn't have a handle either, so we'll get there.
You might have to tweak it to go up a little bit.
Oh, I can move the camera up. Just put the joystick up a little bit.
Nice.
Sweet. So
I'll take the fluorescent yellow back out of the shot.
that's alright. Fluorescent yellow's all good. Here's your guy.
He can probably sit.
He can stay? Okay.
He can stay. He's not
Alright.
blowing the camera out.
Maybe a different colour rag. Maybe blue.
Maybe not the yellow. Yeah, good. So, if you like that segment, we'll show you bits from our collection, bits from the workbench. The knives Shay's working on will obviously be available at some point in our shop, probably a couple more weeks still. I
have a lot of blades I'm working on at the moment, and it's been tricky to document all of them digitally, and or even if they reach social media or even the website. Half of them sell before I even get the opportunity to put them out there or put them on the website.
Yeah.
which is a really good problem to have. Can't complain. But the trick is to make enough that people see that sort of enough variety without it being the same knife every time. And because our shop front is quite busy at the moment with that supermarket that's opened up next door, they bring a lot more customers in than we've had, and we've had a few more people buy knives, so that's really good. And the biggest problem is struggling to keep that cabinet full at the moment.
It is a little tricky because our main business is really the classes, like public facing business is classes, which is usually Friday to Sunday that we've scheduled classes, and we only have one large-ish cabinet that has knives in for sale. And a lot of people coming in, they see the sign knife shop and they think that we have everything. I constantly get people asking for filleting knives, fishing knives, folding knives, and we just don't have enough stock for that. It's just us making them.
We don't have the time to make all of those things, unfortunately, so that can be really troublesome, creating that amount of objects.
Trying to meet expectations with that, and we can't be open all week because it's very difficult to manage doing administrative tasks as well as working on our own projects and keeping the shop front open. Because if you are a knife maker or just generally a 3D artist, once you've got layers of PPE on and you're sanding something or you're grinding, hammering, whatever you're doing, you cannot hear anything. You're not watching out for random people to come in and ask you a question, and it's a lot of effort to PPE, basically, taking all the layers off.
Take it all off again.
And then go out, and it often ruins the flow. So we try and limit it to just the 3 days that we're open, unless we have group bookings on the other days. But we cannot keep up with the demand. We're doing our best to put knives in there. And it's great when they sell. And then it's less great when someone comes the next day and says, "Is that all you've got?"
The current situation right now is the cabinet, I think, is half full at the moment, and there's little bays of the big cabinet that we have, and a portion on the bottom right is completely empty, and then a portion on the top left, I think it is completely empty as well. So that's been it doesn't look good from a sort of public facing perspective, so we need to get some more made and get some more get some more made, just get them done in between all the other tasks.
So it's a little tricky. It's a good problem to have, though.
As we said, good problem. But it's a very hard to make things too quickly, so
And also there are things that we just don't enjoy making that are not going to ever, like, the chances of them being added to the shop front are much lower, like filleting, flexible fishing knives, filleting knives.
Not very fun.
Not things that we enjoy making, and for the price that people want to pay for them, they want stainless steel ones, and they're looking at a lot of the time
less than $100.
Less than $30. I feel a lot of the time.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like I had a call the other night at 7:30. Was my favourite when you get a call at that time, and I answered it anyway, just in case, it might be someone cancelling for a class the next day, but I was on speakerphone and one person was talking and there were 7 in the background and I could barely hear anything, and then they asked if they could do a class the next day, and I said no. It's a little bit short notice, 7:30 the night before. No, didn't have any classes running I could add them to, and I wasn't adding one on. And then they asked if we had any filleting knives, and I said no, we have kitchen knives but not filleting knives. And they said, "That's all right, I'll go to the warehouse."
You go.
I think that's for the best.
And that's fine, you get your knife, it's for the budget, it fits, in happy days, right? Job done.
We're not going to tell you that you need one of our knives if that's not what's going to serve you best. I spend a lot of time recommending people go to House of Knives in Petone if they're still wanting a wide range of knives but they're looking for something more affordable, or just generally stainless steel knives, because we don't make many stainless steel knives. We enjoy forging And so most of our stuff is either Damascus steel or forged carbon steel. And we're probably not going to move to making lots of stainless steel knives because there are plenty of people producing them. You know, there are custom makers, like people like Sky, that are doing beautiful stainless steel kitchen knives. And it's not our
There's
jam.
a fair few, yeah.
The heat treatment process sucks. You can't forge them in a controlled, consistent way. From what we've been doing anyway, we put a lot of time into it. Carbon steel is just the preference. And I would rather just redirect people to buy from someone else. Just spend your money elsewhere. Maybe not the best business tactic for making money, but I just think people are happier if you can send them somewhere else, you know, for something rather than trying to upsell a product that they're not going to be pleased with. I don't want people coming back to me not happy with the object they purchased because it didn't fulfill their needs, and now it's created more problems than it was worth.
Well, not regardless of the problems and complaints perspective, whether you've recommended something to someone, and even if they don't buy it through you, they don't just buy a knife from you, you've gone and recommended another spot or another place, House of Knives in this scenario, or someone else, and you have a good association no matter what with your customer. So they're still your customer, and what they will have is they've got a good rapport, a good association with you no matter what way you've done it. So you might look at it as, oh, I didn't get to sell a knife with that guy, which is, you know, could be a bit of a financial bummer, but you could also look at it as that guy got the knife he wanted, and he'll be like, you know what, I had a talk with Shay and Lena about that, and they were the ones that put me onto it. So and that is really valuable.
Yeah, we hope it can be helpful to people.
That can be the best outcome if they don't buy a knife from you, is they've said good things about you. So that's
I mean, at Wellington, for us, we've definitely felt Wellington is a very small space. Everybody knows everybody, and word of mouth is definitely one of our stronger marketing tools. So trying to create good experiences, like, we do our best. We're not perfect for sure, but where we can, we're trying to get a good reputation with people.
Yeah, got some fluffy friends. Morning. There's a very cute looking Labrador, a couple of people walking, enjoying the sunshine. Lovely.
He's moseying along. Don't know if you'll see him in the back, maybe not, but I might just catch him.
They might see him. It doesn't matter if you don't see him.
He's very cute. You have to trust.
For those that can't see him, he's very cute.
He's very cute. He's just moseying along, sniffing, having a good day.
Anything else we want to talk about?
Around the shop, or what are we thinking?
So if we are back on the shop subject, lots of tangled words there. The Yari and the cabinet is fixed. So long story short, I bought a cabinet a wee while ago that had glass panels, and we had some freakishly horrendous wind come through the shop front one day, and the glass panes were not really secured in any way, so the glass doors swung open, and it ended up ripping one of the doors off of its hinges, and one of the panes of glass shattered onto the ground, and that made an absolute mess. It was awful.
It was very loud.
And I was shocked and gutted, and it was one of the loudest sounds I've ever heard come from that space, which was horrifying. And to see all the glass shattered all over the floor was pretty disheartening. So that was a bit of a bummer. But fast forward to last week and a bit, the cabinet doors are now Perspex. I ordered some Perspex from a place local, and that cost me about maybe $600 for both of the panels, which was good. That cost was reasonable for what I wanted in that cabinet. So the cabinet is now fixed. I've also made some latches on the front of it so that it can't swing open again and have that exact problem that we had. The cabinet now also has my Yari, my yearly project that I finished off last year or this year, and he's looking really good. And the last component of the cabinet is that the LED downlights were not very really well installed, and the downlights started to die, so they just sort of slowly just disappeared. One light died, and then within like the same month the next LED died. So I thought it best to replace those lights if I'm putting something special in there. The downlights were pretty fun to install. However, I did end up having to rewire the entire cabinet because the wiring was god awful. Some of the wiring was just twisted together with some red electrical tape, which was horrifying. Horrifying to think that this cabinet could have probably set fire at any point throughout the ownership. Yep. So I decided to take it upon myself to rewire the entire cabinet, and I'm not an electrician, so I don't know what I'm doing, but I did my best. Didn't electrocute myself, so that's good. The cabinet is installed, better wiring, thicker wires, and there are 3 nice tidy downlights in the cabinet now. And the new downlights I got have different sort of shades of colour. You can have them at different brightnesses. You can have a more yellow tone or a more whiter tone. So we've gone for the middle tone for now.
It's like cool white, warm white, yellow.
Sort of a yellow.
Yeah.
But that's all installed and, ready for people to look at if they want to. There's a couple of other minor things I need to get done, but the majority of that is done, and the cabinet houses the Yari, and he is sort of mounted with some Velcro tape on some little hooks.
I think, most artists would understand this. Anytime you make something outside of your normal scope, like obviously the Yari is a bit larger than our standard kitchen knives and swords, then you have to think about a whole new realm of how am I going to display this?
Yep.
And this cabinet was really that. And the cabinet we got, it was cheap, and we redid everything. Like, I think it was in a vape shop. We pulled all the interior out, redid it.
Had some pretty gaudy LEDs on it.
It was a mess. We repainted everything, tidied it up, and then we had some small pieces in, but the plan was always to have the spare in it. And then it waited because the projects take as long as they take, right?
The project took me a long time. The spare took me a long time to create, and all while that time the doors that I mentioned previously blew open and shattered. So that I just sort of sat on that. Okay, well, I'm not going to bother getting the cabinet done because the Yari's not done, and then the glass cabinets might cost me too much money. So I ended up just sort of getting on with it, fronting up the money, and trying to get that piece of the puzzle complete.
It's just extra thinking for that completing of the process. You complete the work, and then you got to go back through and recomplete the cabinet to hold the work.
Yeah.
But I think it looks really good. I like the mounting. We were very lucky. I think we measured 100 mil, so 50 mil either side of...
On a diagonal
for the Yari to fit into their cabinet. It was very touch and go. Even when Shay was making it, we were kind of taking measurements as we went, like, will this fit in here?
Yeah. So the spare the spare is 2 meters, just under 2 meters long. So I think it's 1,890 mil long. So yes, you have about 100 mil total. So there's about 50 mil either side, where the tip of the spear doesn't hit the roof of the cabinet, and then the bottom of the spear doesn't hit the floor of the cabinet.
Yeah. So those, and it looks, I will say, it looks really impressive in the cabinet. I'm happy with it. It's absolutely so exciting. It's just waiting on some accompanying photographs of the Suba. So we wanted some blown up shots printed on A3, like a really nice poster print that will go next to it because of the way it's displayed. You can't see the Suba. No,
you can't get really close to it. Unless you're really tall or really short, you might be able to see some of it. But having 2 photographs, top and bottom, showing each side of the Suba in a kind of blown up perspective will give the viewer more information about what the object is. Yes. And we'll have a small blurb or a write-up with the story about him as well.
Yeah. And I was thinking maybe a shot of the back that shows the hollow grind, because you can't see that.
Yeah, that could be good as well. Yeah.
Because it's the hollow grind on the back really is what makes it impressive as well. The fact that the shape of the Yari is such a unique shape. I feel, especially with that grind in there. It's such an interesting piece, interesting weapon. But if you're local and you haven't visited us recently, come see the Yari.
Come see it, yeah.
We will, if you're nice to us, we may tentatively take it out of the cabinet and show it to you.
You might get to hold it if you're lucky.
But if you swing it, banned.
No Yari for you.
Banned.
Yeah.
That's why it's behind glass.
That's why it's behind. Yeah,
Takes one person.
Yeah. Well, that's probably enough for the day.
Yeah.
And
let us know what you think, if that was interesting. If there's things that you would like us to include, like we said earlier today, we may include a section on discussing specific knife making or adjacent topics like techniques, and how they're done and the appeal of them, how you'd incorporate them into things, because there's definitely a few that we have been working on behind the scenes to try and get good at, that could have more conversation. But thank you for joining us, especially if you made it all the way to the end. We would love some feedback. And until next time.
We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.